Hey there, Scotch fans. After a week of hanging out in the cubicle zoo, what better way to kick back on a Friday night than with a nice glass of Scotch? This is Bearded Bristol back with a little Scotch for the common man, and this selection is going to be John Barr. And this is interesting. It's the reserve blend, which I believe is the low end of the John Barr line. But it's interesting. I had not ever seen this before. But it is possible I had overlooked it. I had to do a little research on the interwebs and discovered that in 2017 they restyled themselves to be sleeker and probably a little more graphically appealing to the average consumer. I am the average consumer, and it appealed to me. So anyway, like I say, I've not ever had this before, so I'm excited to try it out. It's gotten pretty good reviews online, which is promising, but 40% alcohol by volume. This ran me about 26 bucks here in the regional Midwest, and other than the fact that the print is minuscule on the backside, that would be my only complaint thus far. But named for one of the great whiskey men of modern history, John Barr Reserve Blend marries single malt and grain whiskeys from the Speyside and Highland regions. This harmonious blend is smooth, elegant, and refined, like its namesake, who introduced the world to a richer style of Scotch whiskey. All right, let's find out what's inside this here bottle. It's, loving the color. Definitely Scotch. It's not terribly strong right out of the bottle, which is a little surprising from what I've been reading and hearing. Yeah, a little bit of lemon peel. Not getting a lot out of it yet, so we better just pour it in our glass here. As usual, some of you agree, some of you don't. I've added a few drops of distilled water in this here glass, but let's see what the nose does once it's in the glass. Feels a little bit like a Johnny Red, just with the nose. But there's a little more to it than that. There's a little bit of grain in there that I'm picking up. Maybe a little vanilla, or definitely some cinnamon. Very interesting nose. Let's give it its initial test. The cinnamon definitely comes through, and it's got a nice finish to it. Still get that lemon citrusy thing going on. The cinnamon is very nice. It does burn a little bit going down, and as we approach fall and winter, that may be just right. Initially, maybe a little heavier than I thought it'd be. They talk about it being elegant and smooth. It's definitely a little more smoky than it reads on the bottle. But like I say, the cinnamon finish on it is very nice, and it hangs around a while, which is something I always enjoy. When I refer to a Scotch being heavy, I mean that it coats when it goes down and it hangs around for a while. To me, there's nothing worse than a thin Scotch that disappears right away. And oftentimes those thinner Scotches tend to leave almost a metal or metallic aftertaste. I'm getting none of that from this. We're going to go ahead and dive in for a second try. The second follow-up, much smoother. That first one, that initial burn has gone away, but it still has a long-lasting finish. A little less of the cinnamon this time around, a little more of the vanilla. The citrus on the second time through has almost gone away completely, which I'm fine with. Overall, I would score this one very high on my list. I'm glad I stumbled across it. This is definitely one worth testing out. I think this would go great with a nice cigar, nice pipe. I will also make a note. I said it coated well all the way down. It's coated the glass very well also, which is again, this is something I'm a big fan of. Is something that hangs around for a while. Definitely get your money's worth out of this. It is. This is a heck of a deal for the price. And like I say, 40% alcohol by volume, which is pretty standard. But it's definitely got the richness that you want from a Scotch, but it's a little more complex than that. Very good for a blended Scotch. So again, I think your dollar's well invested with a John Barr blended Scotch or reserve blend Scotch whiskey. So that's been your Scotch for the Common Man for Friday. I hope you all have a great weekend. Watch some football, hang out, maybe grab a pipe or a cigar and enjoy a little bit of John Barr Reserve. We'll talk to you again soon.